This is Greyshot17.
And a very distraught Greyshot151.
In any case, we're doing a review on The Incredibles 2. We're a little late on this, but we also have to do Ant-Man the Wasp. But so we're going to get through both these superhero films
very quickly.
Yes.
So essentially, for The Incredibles 2, it's a film that picks off right after the original.
Seconds after the last one ended. Literally.
Well,
we waited 14 years, and guess what?
Technically, it starts during the movie because, like, half the characters are like, there's the monologue that's going on, which is the tail end of the other one. So technically, it takes a few seconds at the start of the other movie.
And they redo it.
Yeah. But in any case, for this movie in itself, it's it has all the original actors returning.
Yep.
It has Mr. Incredible.
I would say most of them. Some characters, I think that they either passed away or like the government service.
Oh yeah,
I think he was. I believe he was a different.
Well, at least for the main family.
Yes, the main family
and Frozone. Let's not forget about Frozone.
Oh my god.
Samuel L. Jackson knows how to do Frozone. But
and they have some new characters too, like Bob Odenkirk does a character, Kathleen Kenner, and of course. Brad Bird is also back as the director, which also means Edna Mode's voice actor is back, and she's fantastic. Which also, once again, I didn't know that was a guy, but yeah, that is a guy.
That a very impressive voice acting.
Yep.
But no, in regards to overall, let's just say this off the bat, the voice acting for all the characters are top notch. Yeah. Whether it comes to the new characters or the old characters like Mr. Incredible and the family.
And the animation is also top quality here. Once again, Pixar just knocks it out of the park.
Especially the fight scenes
and the choreography is fantastic. The moments where it's like the action's ramping up toward that final climactic battle, I'm like, holy mackerel, they nailed it.
Especially when like in the city, like there's a point where Elastigirl is tracking someone and she's going through the city and it's so dynamic.
And I'm like,
and there's different set pieces too. Like in the first one, there's like
the train chase,
the home one. But yeah, you have the train sequence. You also have one that's inside of a building. No spoilers, but inside of a building, it's very close quarters. Yeah, claustrophobic. It's again
very well
great
done.
Choices in regards to scenery and such.
And they have some great laughs in here too. They also have a battle that is one of the funniest and best battles I've ever seen.
Oh, it's by far the most epic battle. Thanos has nothing on it. Thanos weeps at this battle.
This battle is between Jack and a raccoon.
Okay, I wasn't going to spoil it, but
yes. I'm just going to say raccoon. And literally, it is one of the best battles I've ever seen. Not to hype it up too much, but just for that fight, I recommend this film.
Again, the one clear thing that is the advantage of waiting so many years after the original is especially emotions, like how people react. The first one's very clunky because you have to think that was like the first movie that they used they had human people and they were like, oh yeah, this works for Pixar. Because they did in Toy Story and Toy Story 2, but it was like, this one you could, and First
also
Incredibles was
Monsters
like, okay.
University, they didn't do it. I mean, like there's not much emotion.
Focus.
Yeah,
it's the focus.
Yeah.
So here's this one, whether it's comedy, sadness,
Mr. Mom,
anger, it works. It works all around.
The Mr. Mom angle with Mr. Incredible is fantastic.
Literally losing his mind.
And by the way, I like how he doesn't lose his mind because he doesn't understand how to be a parent. I like how he loses it because he's just overwhelmed by it. And he's doing everything he can and doing it, but he's just slowly being whittled down. That I liked because he's not incompetent. We've seen Mr. Incredible. He's a very smart person. As you saw, he's able to adapt and learn. And I like that about his character. The problem is, it's just when you have Jack, it's hard to... it's hard to control Jack.
I get it. Okay, so the daughter is like, okay, that was like... He kind of put too much focus on one thing. The son, it's understandable. The son thing felt natural. Jack, though... How would you even control that? It's a kid that has every power. Yeah, it's you see that in the trailer. Like, it's a kid that has like a few dozen powers.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do when a kid can literally teleport, shoot eye lasers, turn on fire, go Hulk? It's like, even at one point, it's like, I can't hurt you. It's like, but I have to contain you somehow.
Yeah. The problem with
that's where the comedy works in. The comedy is also pretty good for this movie. There's a lot. It's a lot funnier of a movie than the original.
There's a couple scenes where I busted out laughing. And that, like, for this year, I would say comedy's been top quality. We're going to talk about Ant-Man later, but Ant-Man, this film, Game Night, Infinity War even. Like, the comedy in those films are top quality and had some really, really good laugh-out-loud moments. So, good. And, so good job all around for all the films that are trying to do comedy and nailing it really well. I would say probably the one detriment of this film is the villain. The villain / villains try to keep it kind of not so that again try to keep it generic. I would say that they are not as good as the
with a
Syndrome.
certain caveat. I think the story structure would have worked out better because in the original Incredibles, you know who the villain is.
Yes.
There's a little bit of hint, but the moment you see him, you're like, oh, I know who this is.
Yeah.
Or hear his voice. You instantly know who the villain is. In this movie, I think it would have been better if the villain was known.
Yes.
And established better on, instead of the
they
hidden
do the
reveal
thing where,
type thing.
Yeah, they do their thing with the reveal, and while the reveal's fine,
again, I
it's
don't
something
think
you immediately like. That's the villain.
It doesn't work for this story structure.
Yes.
It should have been established villain because in those old comics, it wasn't I wonder who the villain is. It's you know who the villain is, and you have to defeat them, and you learn more about them, and as you learn more about them, you feel their in turn struggle, but you still have to beat them. In this movie, the hidden reveal doesn't work as well because then you get less of the villain, and you get less of their nature, and you get less of an establishment, whereas Syndrome, you have the whole movie to establish. Like, you understand the very beginning when he was a kid, then you understand, like, later on, and his development, he's still that same character through and through, whereas the hidden reveal for this movie doesn't work.
And he has some good lines. This one, it's not. Even, like, the main... The main threat, I never thought, like, they were in peril.
Because the whole point of a hidden reveal is supposed to be like, it's this person. Kind of like Wonder Woman. And it worked to a point, but they screwed it up when they put him in the freaking suit with the giant mustache. There are certain things to get this to work, and this movie failed on capitalizing on the reveal aspect. Because you could guess it the moment you see the certain character that it is.
Yeah, and her or his, like, overall, like, goal or like end plot is just like like I've seen better, and it compared to Syndrome had a more like stable plot. I will be the hero, I will make everyone the hero, and then there will be no heroes. That's a good plot. This not really. This
one is more equal.
This one is let's make sure superheroes come back in the limelight so we can tear them down and they never come back. No, it's weird. It doesn't.
The motivation's also kind of mad.
But if the villain is the worst thing, the music is great, animation's great, the characters are great, then the worst I can give this score, and my personal opinion, is an 8 out of 10. Because I think this is an 8 out of 10 film. It works on every single other level. It's just the villain kind of is not on that quality that every other hero is. This is also a great family movie. This has a great family dynamic. And I like that about this film. It separates it from the normal superhero genre, which, again, it's nice because you need something, and The Incredibles has it. It's a great family dynamic.
I would agree with that.
But in any case, let's get into spoilers. The spoiler is not Bob Odenkirk's character, but his sister, who literally walks in, and they're like, she's like, I'm the person who makes the stuff. He promotes it. I'm like, okay. She's the villain.
Yeah, the only question was, did he know about it? And after a moment, it was like, no, it's not.
No, he's actually a good guy. But that's why I wanted to say villain or villains. But her power, she takes control. She takes control of the heroes, and even has, like, Frozone and the main, like, adult cast of Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. So what has to happen? The kids fight. And Jack fighting on that boat is hilarious. Like, there's a scene where the elevator opens up and he's on fire and walking toward the elevator, and it's like, oh god, this is a horror movie, but it's hilarious.
That happened with the raccoon too, when he bursts on fire,
and the raccoon's stuck, and the raccoon's like, oh my god.
Again, that raccoon fight was just glorious. And it's like, wow, this is an actual villain. Like, it worked out so well. One thing I will say about the spoilers, the other heroes, I like their powers. Maybe they were over designed a little bit.
Like, I think it goes back to that classic, like, golden era, silver age. Like, it's like the very flamboyant / like over, like,
stylized,
emphasized costumes, which look great and they're really well designed. And I also like the powers, how, like, the one girl could open up portals. And it's
she was Portal Girl.
Yeah,
like, that's.
But it's just like, okay, so what's her power? And you could see how she did it and how she moved things around. Like, that's really clever. Once again, whoever had the idea behind using the powers knew how to use them effectively. This isn't Fantastic Four, the movie, where they're like, okay, how do we have Mr. Fantastic? We'll have him jump over the fence once, and that's his power. Okay, cool. Well, in this, it's like you have Elastigirl literally go into like a paraglide mode, which would be awesome, and like flying around, and then also like stretching herself on the bike to create momentum to go. Like, really smart stuff.
Also, some evolution of the powers, like I did like Violet being able to project the force field, like in slashes.
Yes.
Like, that was kind of cool in regards to, she can form this bubble, she can basically form this energy.
And twisting
she
and
can
turning
move it.
it,
Yeah, she can move it how she wishes, which was a good evolution of that ability.
Flashes being fast, although I wish it's like...
I will say, he was kind of like the least utilized, especially with his speed.
Yeah.
The first movie really emphasized his speed. He had a whole section dedicated to it, really. And this movie, it kind of seemed like he was kind of like... if there was one Incredible that kind of got thrown under the bus...
Yeah, it was Flash.
It was definitely Flash.
But
Dash. Sorry,
Dash. But that being said, I will say Dash still has a couple good moments. So he's not totally cut out. But no, we still recommend this movie.
Definitely.
We still say go out and check it out.
If you like the original, go see it. You're gonna
see it over Fallen Kingdom. By God.
Oh yeah.
You'll have a better dynamic over that. But in any case, if you want to see something from your childhood that's good, this is it.
Go check it out.
But in any case, guys, it's gonna be for this review. This has been Greyshot17
and 151.
Until next time, where we do Ant-Man and the Wasp.
See ya.
Hello everyone, and before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Ollie, Joey, Ace, Aaron, Leo, Nick, and Tim. Thank you for your amazing support, and thank the remaining Patreon supporters for your support as well. But seriously, you guys rocked. It's been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time.